Yo, it's finally time. I am starting like 2 hours later than normal because of a sleep problem. I've been having a lot of sleep issues lately, don't worry about that. Just, can't get myself to get out of bed in the morning very much. We're doing what we can. I'm gonna force myself to go to bed at like 8 today to make sure that I'm not like fucking up forever. Oh, there you are, Odo. That's not her voice. What was her voice again? Fuck. Ginna's voice is one of those voices that I never quite pinned down throughout the entire series. Even though she's such an important character, I just never got her voice down. Oh, there you are, Odo. What kept you, my dear fellow? Well, I was asleep for a couple hours, you understand, Hello, Mr. Shlomes, Ginna. You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, actually died the day before. Pretty hard to swallow. Especially since I saw him the day before. He was perfectly fine. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Ginna. As was I, probably more shocked than both of you. It's not a competition, Mr. Shlomes. I was more shocked than all of you put together. This is the autopsy report in question, is it? Yeah, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps it was a deliberate omission. It's almost like they're fucking with us again. Oh dear, if it was deliberate... It puts me in mind of the last case we worked on, and Dr. Seif. I know. Anyway, it seems that on the day before Lord Van Zeeks discovered his body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League, so perhaps something happened with them. Or perhaps they aren't just the Red-Headed League, but also the Red Herring League. Oh wait, no, that's literally what it is. They are literal red herrings. Why did it... it's because I was thinking red-handed as the pun, but no, it's red herring. But not spelt like herring, but instead herring. Motherfuckers. You had trouble with those league men too, didn't you, Mr. Shlomes? You were taken in by their trick? No. Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it. My sleuth-hound interest was merely plagued slightly by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income. And that scent masked the underlying scent of deception, I suppose. Exactly, my dear fellow. Exactly. The two criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they? In Mr. Shlome's suit, I mean. That's right, Suze. It was me what took 'em in. Thanks to the tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen. Indeed, yours truly. You see, you thought I had them arrested for nothing, but now you see that we worked backwards to find a crime that they committed. Just like a real police officer. Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them? Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuth-hound interest was plagued by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income. Don't Tom with the same brush as you, Sloams. Sloams, Shomes, Bones. Bones? Yes. Well, then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Van Zeeks for some reason. Like, why was everyone doing investigations? The Reaper, the Red-Headed League, Inspector Gregson, Lord Van Zeeks. God, there are too many characters in this game. We really should have cut some of them. It's a good thing we got rid of the jury. Do you know how many more models we would have had to make? Fuck me. And Kazuya Mishima. I feel as though he knew we'd arrive at this point somehow. I somehow knew he was going to be, Jigsaw here. Gosh, I think you're right. What's he really trying to achieve here today? What's your real goal, buddy? All the answers will soon be revealed. In about 10 hours, when we actually get to that point. Serve in time, my dear fellow. This recess will be over very shortly. Yeah, you're right. Kazuya Mishima was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial. He was determined that I should take the defense. So that we can kill Strongheart in cold blood. But that'll be in part 2. What is it that he's hoping to make me see, I wonder? I get the feeling that we're a long way from the end of this trial. I get the feeling that we're not gonna be fending this bullshit for like another 12, 15 hours. Like, we're not gonna mince words here, we're gonna drag this shit for a while. Are you ready then, Miss Susato? Yes. November, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. No sassy heat with it.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed court hearing of Baron Von Zeeks, here present, who stands accused of murder. Of like, I don't know, 40 different cases of murder? No, it was only like 16, but whatever. Now then, Prosecutor Asugi.
My lord.
Have you summoned the witnesses as requested? If you haven't, I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna mince words here. We're going to kill you.
Yes, the 2 members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago with the local prison by police carriage.
Very good. Bailiff, usher the 2 men into the courtroom.
Mamma mia, that's a lot of spaghetti. These 2 men are currently being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names now for the court. I am Fabian de Rosseo, descendant of the great De Rossio family from a nice and French. What is a French accent again? Fuck. A descendant of... Nope, that's Wario. Nope, that's Wario. Abort. Hey, Susie. Nope, that's Wario again. A descendant of the great Rossio family. And my name is Peppino. Peppino! Da 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 da. Peppino de Rossi. I am the 3rd son of the great family de Rossi, the landowners from Napoli. Napoli. Alright, well that is clearly a Mario reference, that jump they just did. The two men first became acquainted at the boarding school for European nobility. Those who graduate from Temzik are the future leaders of Europe. But do you have any idea how boring it is to be born with noble blood? Allures. I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little gray cells in my brain. That is all I am trying to do, So that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out? Like, just doing it to fuck with people because you already have money? Oi, you could say that. Not bad, eh? Mamma mia, he has the grand ideas, but the petty plans. This strange combination is a charm of the hairless brothers. Dear Capo. This is gay, right? Listen to me, Peppino. I have two songs to sing. I have two things to say to you. Hey, Chi, are you about to tell me of your grand antidotes? Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this capo. And secondly, we are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business. The blood that it is, the capo's trump card, the furrowed brow. Oh, mamma mia! It is a deep capo, the furrow, and the meaning of your words. Court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from the unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true? Oi, Deska. And what exactly was the nature of this deception by which you planned to defraud? Lord, I will explain it. No, Cap, leave it to me. As you see, we both have the vivid red hair, no? At school we were teased for this without the pity. The capo here, he was many times behind the schoolhouse crying, like the Trevi fountain. With the dogs, one day the world will respect us redheads. Every night he would bury his head in its pillow. That's bien, Peppino, enough! Peppino, get the fucking pizza! Da, 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 da. I will explain the rest. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed this same notion in every paper in London. Yeah, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled To the Red-Headed League. Oi, Seska. I am honored that you have seen it. It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair. And that if you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you can receive a weekly income of £4. On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at the park specified in the advertisement. And from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings. And with the money to France, it was planned most elegant, no? Most dishonorable. And now you're going to get killed for it. But to be frank, I'm stunned anyone was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick. The part was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folks, like a co-star's orange burrow. The day on which all these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Critically, these two men spoke face to face with every single person present that day. Oh, I have seen more red-headed people in one day than I will see in the rest of my life. See, and now every time I see the couple hair, I feel sick to my stomach. Anyway, why have we been summoned here today? Sorry? The date of our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told. Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph.
Very good. Don't tell them shit. So, Mr. DeRosio and DeRosie, you will now give your formal testimony for the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph.
Of course, we are always ready to help with the law. Man, they really wanted their court trial to be, like, done and over with. They did not hide shit. They were just like, alright, here's the whole fucking ruse we did. Anyway, bye. Can we leave now? Can we go home? Rich people. They're the... At least give us a little line. We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assemble in the park on Lime Street that day. But I don't recall the man in this photograph, a capo? No, I don't remember him. Obviously, he is dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park. Allora, this victim is nothing to do with us. You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It's your fault that we got caught in the first place. Peppino, what did you do? Did you try to make the pizza too fast? They got out of there with a doffel ranking. Disgusting to see. You've given sworn testimony that this man in the photograph was not present. Can you be certain? Oi, I am quite certain. We did not interview this man. Nobody looking like this came to the park, this I can promise. Mamma mia.
Must be noted that we have been arrested for a grand deception, however. Accordingly, the court has little confidence in your assertions.
But with this attitude, we get to nowhere, Really a sulking now. He's really a sulking. Mamma mia. This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It records an entry from the inspector's private diary dated the day before the incident. It reads, Lime Street, Red-Headed League, undercover. Ah, I have the answer. Maybe there was another similar event in the park on the day in question, eh? That is ridiculous. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League. Means it's quite possible that's when he was killed. I wouldn't put money on that. I feel like this is all just a big, waffling about until, like, we find the one small thing that connects it. And it'll be like, oh, it's all connected! Again! Everything's connected! It always was! The man in the photograph. 1,000 red-headed people. Alright, what do we got here? That's just this ticket. That's not gonna be relevant till later. That's gonna be relevant in, like, the final parts of this case, so. Oh god, we still have, like, this whole first half of bullshit. Still hasn't come around to being important yet. We already read this, didn't we? I wanted to look at this tiny little part here. Okay, basically they're just saying there's no serial number on it. Okay. This one might be a press thing until something of use. Don't remember him. Mario jump.
Hold it!
Hold it. But we only have your word for that. See, but what else can we do, huh? True. Alpha. We were not having much fun these days. First we are arrested, and then we are shown the horrible picture of a dead man. And now you question every single thing we say. We are the victims here. Hey, capo? Hmm? They look over gaily. No, you were caught carrying out a plot to swindle hundreds of innocent people. You have to bring that up, eh? It's not fair. Hey, capo? You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. What did you do? Peppino! That was awful. What do you mean by that? Cavolo, you promised not to say, capo? After we had taken the money that day, we should have left the country. That was my plan. I left the purchasing of the ticket for the ferry to Dunkerque to my companion here. But he brought them for the wrong day. Oops. See, but it's an easy mistake to make, oh? The 31st. I have no sympathy for you. We have been all day late for the boat because of your stupidity. And it's only because of this that the so-called great red-headed detective caught us. Capo, you know what I think? This is the work of God. A holy punishment, eh? Peppino, for the last time. God does not exist. This is not the holy punishment. This is only your fault. Don't blame God for your unholy mistakes. You are making me sick with anger. I do not know how to do a French accent. I'll be so real. Maybe I made a mistake, but when it is time to eat the pasta, no one is faster. Hey, when it's time to eat the pasta and the pizza, I chomp them up like num num num. Mamma mia. I've seen the evidence. You haven't told us much we didn't already know. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it was the inspector's diary. It seems likely that he must have gone to Lime Street that day, and yet these two both claim they didn't see him. I have to say, they don't appear to be telling lies. Well, they are experts in deception, don't forget. Sounding plausible is their specialty. They may be lying simply to avoid being implicated in this case as well. Surely if they were truly experts in deception, they wouldn't have been caught. Oh yeah, you do have a point there. Seems to me like we need more information. Alright, yeah, just press everything then.
Hold it!
1,000 people? That's a very big crowd. It was quite a spectacle. The Redheads had come from all over the capital. See, the capo here is the magnissimo animale. But nobody else could attract so many people. If I could be born again, it would be the capo. All those people wanted was the money, Pepito. The £4 per week. They do not love me in the same way that you do.
Are you suggesting that you spoke personally with all 1,000 applicants?
Oi, that we did, because every one of them paid us 5 shillings. We take their names, we take their money, and we take their addresses as well. Then I tell them we take some days to let them know by a post. Finito, maybe 2 minutes a person. We start early in the morning and we stop late in the night.
So you
earn 5,000 shillings in one day?
I would have thought that there were 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with.
One of whom was a great detective with chemically altered hair.
Hold it!
Doesn't look at all familiar? No, I don't think so. And this is a wig, eh? He was trying to trick us. I do not like the people who are trying to trick the other people. Says the con artist. Yeah, it's only cool when I do it. If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face. No, signor, it may be small, but my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the part. Not going to give the court a definitive, it seems. Hey, capo, you didn't see a man like this, huh? Bum, 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 bum.
Hold it!
But according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Oi, that's true. My eyes are burning by the end of the day. Surely then you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present? Normally the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 red heads crawling around, then it is just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe we would recall. That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. You are sure of that fact, oh? If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I would have forgotten him. Cosma said these two had only been shown a photograph, and told nothing else at all. His fish and chips. They would have remembered his fish and chips. I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was looking only at the heads of the applicant. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon. Oh, the spaghetti! Me, I love the spaghetti. Did you know I'm Italian? Mamma mia! Really? I had no idea. That was him again. What you said before, Peppino. Si, capo, si. I say it again and again. Alright, no, we gotta go back to that last one.
Hold it!
Look, maybe it wasn't the fish and chips that were the dead giveaway for Gregson. You know, maybe that's not what we're supposed to do here. Maybe his name? I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the name's man was Gregson? The man in the photograph is a Monsieur Gregson. Gregson. Yes. Names, they are boring. I did not listen to any of them. Oh. It was not a real interview, huh? It was just for the show. Why would I remember the names? That's right. This changes nothing. The man in the photograph was not there. As we have already said. I see.
Seems there's little to be gained from pursuing this point further.
Tell them again what you said, a Peppino. A Peppino? Dun 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 da 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 da. Alright, fine. One more time. Maybe this time it'll work. Surely this time we'll actually get somewhere. What if I told you that? Wait, I've already said this shit before, but what if I told you I was actually a detective? The man in the photograph, a detective? Yes. It would appear he found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to investigate incognito. Sorry, but this changes nothing. No, Peppino. Peppino, please. Give me something to do here, Peppino. Something to add, Peppino? Peppino spaghetti. Eh? See, I am always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper. What I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance? Eh? What did he just say about the detective? Yes, that.
Your mouth shut, Peppino. You have said enough already.
But why, Capo? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scotland Yard.
Lord.
Oh my god, look at how small he is.
Explain this vulture face in your testimony, witness.
It's simple. A man was at the park and there was no such man. Madai, what are you saying, Capo? Have you forgotten, eh? Like, how'd you forget? I have forgotten nothing. Nobody like this came to the park. Basta, Capo, basta. You beat me at the many things, but not two. The memory and the meals. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a faster.
You are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up.
Objection!
You both shadow punched me. What the fuck? How did you both do that? Oh my god. You can punch from across the court.
Indeed it is, sir.
Boy, there was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. He was someone else.
How can you be so sure?
Because to start with, the face is completely different. See, it's true, it's true. The man who came was a younger. His face was clean shaven, his eyes were sadder, his chin was thinner.
No resemblance whatsoever, then.
Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, "You're really a detective, show us the proof." See, the couple here, he doesn't take no nonsense, eh? But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector identification? Also known as a gun?
That is most unconvincing.
Sorry, my lord?
Also, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. Quite out of the question.
Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity? Clearly the papers were fake. Certo capo, you're a genius, mamma mia. As we say in Italia, it takes a thief to recognize another, eh? What happened after he announced that he was a detective? It became very annoying. He said, "You are under investigation." So I took his papers from him and chased him out of the park. It was fantastical, and here is the identification. You stole it from the man. He had the gum, and he made us very scared. He spooked me, that's the way I stole. Because he spooked me, I stole every piece of, everything that wasn't glued down onto him, I stole from him. I stole his clothes, as well. But he was not who he said he was.
Indeed. The person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence.
But I like them. They're mine now. Ooh. New evidence. Give it to me. This is where this idiot's finally gonna come into play. I can feel it. Metropolitan Police Warrant Card. Open that shit up, please. I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like. Wow, this is unreadable. Yeah, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Out of interest, what name is given? Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Wait, what? Good. Scotland Yard insignia. Looks genuine to me. But how? The department of and identification number details are all correct as well. When have you known those? Hold on. When did you get that information, Susato? We'll just ignore that for now. I know it seems incredible, but yes. I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. That's unbelievable. This is a real thing after all. Okay. Anything else we can glean from this? Probably not. Wait, this says this victim is nothing to do with us, and now we can present the thing. That's what we had to do in here. Let's fucking go now. I would like to present this new evidence we just got. Boom! Peppino, that testimony was awful. Get out of here. A Peppino! I wonder if I could ask you to explain this identification book. Examine this identification book very closely. Miss Lestrade? Why Miss Lestrade?
What is your intention here, counsel?
Is this really a fake, or is it genuine? That's the question, which we can't answer ourselves.
Objection!
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen. That is the boss's, no question about it. Can't be. Yeah, well, they would allow it to be stolen if they were fucking murdered. That makes it pretty easy to steal from them, actually, if you think about it. As I suspected, the undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson carrying out an incognito investigation. The law. Well, no, I don't think that's the case, actually. I'm pretty sure Vigil got a hold of his patient. But if the boss had his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on at me about it. If you lose summit, report it at once, he'd say. Could be then that the inspector was physically unable to report it. Physically? Hey, what are you saying? What are you saying? Mamma mia. No, not suggesting. Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. Yo, what's up, Tau 5? Welcome, welcome. We have a very late stream today because, I woke up extremely fucking late today. I'm holding up fine, just like, outside of having bad sleep habits, I'm doing good. Like, I wanted to stream at, like, 10, but I wasn't able to until, like, 12:30 because of how much I slept in. Yeah, but I used to have good sleep habits. It's just, like, on and off for me sometimes. It's weird. The defense part. Boots. Boots and the hydrate. You can always tell when I hydrate because it fucks up my model's mode. Like, really. The offense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. What's going on with John Attorney? We're trying to figure out who killed, this guy. And if you bottom left corner, he was actually killed in the previous game by getting choked to death, but now he's gotten killed again, being shot. You know, it happens to the best of us. It's pretty common. But, yeah. Right now we're just hounding this, some con artists about it. To see if they have anything to do with this at all. You two have anything to say about that, Peppino Spaghetti? The one doing the Mario pose over here is literally named Peppino, and it's beautiful. Well, I know nothing, well, I done nothing, well, mamma mia. Pull yourself together, Peppino. This performance is awful. You gotta get to the exit before time runs out, you fucking idiot. Mondor, you can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, non? Now I wish I had returned to Italia. Stop crying, Peppino, stop, please. Otherwise, Oh yeah, and these two are gay lovers. Nami, stop your whining and start talking, Jesus Christ. Hello there. No. I know nothing. Good afternoon, Josephine. Welcome, welcome. You just came in on a Peppino Spaghetti getting interrogated. You will tell everything or face the worst possible outcome. I will kill you both with my bare fucking hands.
You will dry your eyes and testify again. About these identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them.
Crying out loud. Like, what? Their crying just gets uglier and uglier as time goes on. Point where it's just like... Like, they can't even fucking breathe out anymore. The truth is, we took him prisoner and kept him for the night at our secret hideout. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let the go. Holy shit, what did I just read? I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case. We took the man's identification from him and shut them in the room next to ours. There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm. And the next morning we let him go. He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like at a prison. So you fucking imprisoned someone? You imprisoned the man. Like, well, at that point you might as well have just killed him. That probably would have been better for you. But no, it was not like a prison. Look, even though you would call it a false imprisonment on paper, it was not like a prison. We treated him much better than a prison would. Just like the people in my basement. He was very comfortable and calm and happy. We gave him some good alcohol. A couple. I killed him. It was never part of my plan, I swear it. So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got that of fairly wrong, by one little a day. I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it. Oh, thank you. I also love the way my little hair fluffs move. Like, look at them go. It's very flowy. Like the wind. You always have to be like the wind when you're a bird. No, por favor, capo, is not fair. Oh my god, can you two just kiss already?
I'll have plenty of time for squabbling back at prison, gentlemen.
I don't believe this. How good I have been a real detective.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
On the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. Except it wasn't Gregson, it was Vigil. They just don't know the difference. Like, they already said his face was different. How do you not pick up on this, Naruhodo? You fucking moron. Prisoner and kept him for the night. I guess we should just press on all of these, I feel like. Do you realize what you're saying? Part-time duck. Quacking, quack quack. You have to believe me, I never intended for that to happen. I mean, I believe you, but that doesn't really help your case, dog. I don't think you realize how little that matters. The detective did not intend it either. Do you think? How so? But there was nothing else I could do. See, nothing else. This was the first crime for the couple. He was at the end of his wits. I've told you before, Peppino, that is not the way to describe a criminal mastermind.
About this hideout of yours.
An old empty house behind the park on Lime Street. He rented the place for 2 days. It was inspired idea by the couple here.
Impulsive idea, I would say.
No, not impulsive. Inspired, couple? What am I supposed to say to that, Peppino? Peppino Spaghetti, please, hold me. Whatever lies beyond is only in the middle of our mind. And it was in the house described that you can find Inspector Gregson, was it?
Ugh, boy.
This stomach ulcer, it is taking over. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector. Okay, but again, I believe you. That doesn't help your case. That doesn't. I don't think you realize just how little that impacts things here. That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector, there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there? None. You are right. But we couldn't be completely certain.
Hold it!
And what did you think holding him for a day would do? Piss him off more? Like, do you think that would calm him down? Like, I'm trying to think through this logic here, man. What would you do if you, like, alright, we held him for a day, now we release him, then what? Like, you're just gonna get arrested anyway. Like, that's not. All you did was add to your crimes. What the fuck do you. Not being stuck follower wise, but I think you're pretty good. Your VODs are the top 1% view wise. I mean, I do believe that, but that's mainly because, like, 95% of VODs get, like, 0 views. So, like, I am doing well in some ways. It's just that, like, I don't know. It's more of a problem of just like, yeah, I'm just doing streaming as like a hobby type thing, whereas I could never like go beyond that, I don't think. Because it's like I make nothing on this. I'm just doing this for fun. You know what I mean? Like it'd be nice to earn money off streaming if I could. It's not really a possibility for me. Not right now at least. Who's scared? Why? Because we had to come to the park. We didn't know. There was a chance that he had seen my plan. And if that wasn't the case, he would go straight to the police station to blow the whistle on us. Even if he was feigning to be an inspector, he was up to no good, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Ba 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 da. Yeah, I am I am doing it just for fun. It's just like it would be nice to have. It's mostly like the only reason I want to do streaming as like and get money off it is just so that I can have a job that doesn't fucking destroy me disability wise. Cause getting on disability really fucking hard. Funnily enough, I've been trying to do it for the past few years now. Doesn't fucking work. Even though I am very disabled. So, cringe government. You know how it is. I think most people would agree that it was you two who were up to no good. Well, see, you may be right. Eh, capo? Hmm? He looks at him, love in his eyes. The point is, we were not able to escape from London immediately. That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner. What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place. See, I ask myself the same question. What the fuck? We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name he said, but the address, it startled me. See, address, Scotland Yard, Homicide Division, he said. What? He probably didn't like your face, Peppino. Anyway, I was not rude, I just politely asked him why he said it. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. Hopefully. Who's to say? A real crapshoot. Especially with current government, you know what I mean? Current government in mind. Oof. The inspector playing at? Tell the court what happened next. Welcome back to your hideout, you said. I see, we did.
Hold it!
Press everything. I'm just gonna press everything here. That brings this identification book here, correct? I see, that is the one.
And what made you believe that it was a forgery?
I never seen a real one, of course. But he was so suspicious, this a man. Allora, I was thinking it must be a falso, capo? Why? It is just as Peppino has said. We were convinced it was not genuine. And so, together, the hilarious brothers, we took the man captive. We kidnapped him for days on end. We made sure to shove him into the lake with the bricks on, so that he would never be seen again. It was shove him inside a locked room. Then we made preparations to transport all the money. For a penny and for a pound.
Hold it!
Oops. They are a tad bit cute, I must say. Not to toot my own horn, but owls? They're pretty fucking adorable. Me? Also pretty fucking adorable. It's just how it is. What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? It was nothing, just a minor incident. The falso inspector, he was a real piece of work. What happened? What did you do? Women are cool. So true. So true, bestie. Women? Fucking sick. I knew more women in my life. You can never have enough women in your life. It was a disaster. We gave him a nice room, and what does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the ventilator. Can you blame him? We chased him, bonjour, and we caught him again. Can you blame us? Yes. Wait, you didn't. Shoot the man in your haste, did you? So, who do you think we are? Of course not. I simply caught hold of him again.
Oddio!
Apagno! Mamma mia! Now that I think about it, most people in my life are also women. I just don't know many people. Like, I just don't know that many people. Like, I am very limited in my range of people I know because of anxiety and not getting out much.
Excuse me!
Yo, excuse me, Pino, what are you chewing on there? Mr. Rosie, is something wrong? Me? Something De Rosio just said seemed to make you, well, it seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that all about? Fabio, the times like that you don't wanna have the capo after you, believe me. And I speak from personal experience. Personal experience? That is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more. The truth is, the night of before we put the red-headed league plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the capo, but I tried to run away. A shame you didn't manage it. But the cat boy, he came after me like the trumpets. Oh? And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it, eh, Capo? Hmm? He looks like... that either. People I do say I'm nervous. I'm getting close to, because, people. Yeah, I feel that. I am in this boat of, like... I don't know. I'm actually kind of in the opposite problem with the, I think... cool. It's more of me, like, not trusting people. I have horrible trust issues, so... like, when I try to make new friends or whatever, I'm, like, always keeping somewhat of a distance. Like, what bullshit are you gonna pull on me? When are you gonna stab me in the back? But that's from years of built-up trauma. That's a guarantee. Yay! Oh, do you want to see, You want to see, the fantastical bruises? That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any part of you. Don't show them what we did last night, please, Peppino. Peppino? Look, they already know we're gay. We don't need to make it any more obvious. What did you do, I assure you or I don't. I assure you or I don't. Well, I'm not going to, because then we would have to change the model. You do. Now. Let me see that body of yours. Laura, if everyone wants to see, then I do it. Echo, you see, it's still very visible, eh? That red ring around your neck? Oh, you are really getting into some kinky shit. Okay, that's fair. I see. This is very important to the court case, actually. You see, whenever you go to court, they actually need to be privy to all of your kinks, so they know exactly what to charge you. Feels like everyone is very immature. Yeah, I feel it. Very dorky, but they're nice. You know what? I'll take it. I like my little voices. I'm not sure about how I feel on these ones specifically. I feel like I've done much better voices throughout this playthrough than these two. But you know, these two are the ones I'm forced for with this chapter. Like, I feel like these are some of my lesser voices I've done. Well, but that's just because you gotta give the characters the voice that fits them. But once we get some better characters in, I'll have some better voices, maybe. See, the Capo, sometimes he is very rough in bed. I said that's enough! Shut the fuck up, Peppino! Peppino's net has nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word.
Yes. What is your opinion, Counsel?
About this red ring around Rosie's neck, I wonder, does it matter? Oh, it's important. Oh, this is important. Mr. Rosie, I'm gonna have to ask you to amend your testimony with the details about that mark on your neck. Hey, Capo, you see? Everyone is interested in what I say, oh? He just vomits.
Very well, you will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. DeRose.
See, if you really want to know. He tried to escape, but the Capo put a collar on him and dragged him back like he did to me, you see? Yeah, Peppino's freaky as fuck, but, like, fair enough. I guess we could tell from Pizza Tower, you know? Like, sometimes Peppino's spaghetti, no, he got a bit freaky with it. We're not able to see his neck well enough, I don't think. Maybe we are, though. I think that is what we're going for here, though. Let me save first. But I think I'm right here? Nope, back. Because I see no ring.
Objection!
Can't blame them. I mean... So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. He was hardly a prison. It was more of an invitation to stay. It was only... Shut the fuck up. However you describe it, there was one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is that, Counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim. This photograph, every time I do it makes me laugh. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck, because he got choked to death 8 months ago by Ashley, as you can see in this evidence in the corner. But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar off of the man in the morning, and I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have. Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, you'd expect to see bruising on the victim who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. DeRozzi.
Indeed. That is most peculiar.
But we tell you, we saw this from the beginning, many times. Uwe. Yeah, see you around, Tao. Hope you have a good time. Peppino is right. The man in the photograph is someone different to the man we had captives that night.
Order. Order.
It would appear then that the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Limestream posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all.
Objection!
If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification? This is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution made that assertion itself. Go ahead to ban someone real quick. No bots. Bots and boots and bots and boots and... And we also know that the inspector who made a note about the Red-Headed League in his diary for that day, which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
Inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If it were the real Inspector Gregson whose two red-headed gentlemen encountered, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation.
But equally, if they actually encountered an imposter, how did the person come to be in possession of the real inspector's identification?
Does the defense have some plausible explanation, Counsel?
Well, yeah, they killed him and stole the fucking book. It's for precisely these occasions that we keep meticulous notes in the court record, Mr. Naruhodo. As those are the facts, and the facts cannot lie. No, the facts love lying. Facts and real facts. You know, you have your facts, we have alternative facts that just so happen to be more convenient for us. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up in the park for the Red-Headed League's enrollment is revealed by information in the court record, I believe.
Good gracious.
Very tantalizing, Mr. Naruhodo. Why don't you help us all to see whatever truth it is that you're apparently seeing? Who exactly was this inspector that appeared before? An imposter! Though it seems incredible, I admit, the undeniable facts point to only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, The person who these two red-headed men took prisoner that day cannot have been Inspector Gregson. In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection!
On the contrary, I haven't finished. What? No bruising on the victim's neck. So the question immediately posed next is, who exactly was this man in the park on Lime Street found to be carrying Inspector Gregson's identification? See, that's alright. We tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the couple dragged him from the pillar to a post with the dog collar. Mon Dieu, Peppino, I was not so harsh as you say, huh? Who was that the false inspector, eh? Who was he? Clearly, the defense has an idea about that. About the identity of the man who these two imprisoned that night.
I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate post haste. Who did the witnesses encounter at the park?
It had to have been this idiot.
Take that!
It's this guy who hasn't been brought up this entire trial. It's surely no secret. This is the identity of the imposter. Oh, really? On what grounds? Well, I said it was no secret, but that part is. Wait, what? Like the punishment, the couple can lead you to the scholar if you want, though. Perhaps my learned friend needs to experience what it feels like to be dragged around the streets by the neck. Alright, Kazuma, don't get kinky right now. I'll use my imagination, thanks. Alright, Ryunosuke, no need to get kinky right now. Wait until after the trial. Oh, this guy? I guess it is weird that he has, like, the red ring around his neck.
Take that!
But, like, I didn't... Okay, I guess it's this guy.
Isn't that?
One of the witnesses who was on the stand in this very courtroom earlier today. A nameless man whose only occupation appears to be peddling hearsay to passers-by. What on earth would a street seller be doing with a police inspector's identification papers? Witness? Is this the man or not? What has happened to his lip? See, this man is not of the Red-Headed League, eh? He's a-looking for the Twisted Spoon League, no? Perhaps rather than making such a rash claim next time, you should bite your lip instead. It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During his testimony earlier, I noted something around the man's neck. A red ring of bruising. What? The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand. Bring him back here, even though he's clearly not the one we're looking for.
Elif, bring the aforementioned witness back into the courtroom immediately. No, I never. Undeniable ring of bruising indeed. And identical to that of the witness beside him.
Now what's going on here, eh? I've always had this, me. It's a birthmark, isn't it? A birthmark, you say? I assume the reason you've been recalled to the stand has been explained to you. Something about an inspector again. But I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong as usual. You're denying all knowledge of it? Well, of course I am. Are you trying to kill me with all this nonsense, eh? Well, at least you'll have more stories to peddle back to Fresno Street, won't you? Now we're going to need you to testify again. And you, Mr. D'Orazio and Mr. DeRosie, I'm sure you'll cooperate, won't you? Do we have any choice? We are in a big trouble, eh, capo? Mamma mia, sag face.
That's quite enough dilatory chatter. Proceed with the testimony.
The man who claimed to be an inspector that day was definitely not this man. He's right, see? You think we would have forgotten those grand lips, huh? Instead of kissing them, we would never forget them. I never leave Fresco Street, alright? I've no interest in any redhead league. I'm all alone in the world, me. I've no kinfolk or nothing. Why would I be involved in something like that? Just look at me, eh? Does it look like a carry-off of disguise with a face like this?
It would certainly appear that we have the wrong man.
I've been telling you, there was the pointless testimony.
That's right. I'm a simple peddler, remember? Fresno Street's all I know. How would I come by a police inspector's identification book, eh?
Oh yeah, that's hard to explain, but you get it.
Brief cross-examination, I think, counsel. Very brief.
Is there anyone in this courtroom who thinks I might be on to something? Come on. Stand steadfastly on your side as always, Mr. Naruhodo, even though I know you're wrong. Guess we'll probably just have to press everything again for a bit. Yeah, just press them. Press them. Press those buttons, baby. So you say, but how can you be quite so certain, hmm? There is no need to hurt your hands on the desk, monsieur. Surely the reason is obvious, no? Because I have never before seen lips like this. Nevertheless, there's a clear red marker around Mr. Gossip's neck. That could have happened anywhere, Naruhodo. Look, he's also just kinky in the bedroom. It's fine. There's no way to prove this. And it looks very much like that left behind on the neck of your colleague by your prized collar. Oh dear. With your words, is it like you tried to wring my neck? It does look very much like my neck, though, eh? Oh no, this is a birthmark, lad. Biggest lips in London and a neck to die for. Ah, they broke the mold when they made me. It was the first time in my life. I feel lucky to have been born with the red hair. I thought being Japanese made you stand out in London. You maintain that you've never seen this man before. Oi, Fiska, I swear it by the flames in my air. Oh, there are no flames in the air. Except maybe those ones in the background. So fierce pride has outgrown the frustration with your hair now, has it? Let me... Oi.
Hold it!
Press this fucker. Well, yes, I don't imagine I'll forget those lips in a hurry either. This is what I am saying. For some reason it makes me want to eat. How did Fabian call it? An eclair? You know, I've never seen the air as black as yours before either. Why, I've never seen red hair like yours until I came to Britain. See, maybe it's a national trait, huh? Maybe all the people from this man's country have the grand lips. No, lad, I was born right here on Fresno Street and never left. But this is the problem, see. You definitely didn't go to the park on Lime Street that day, Mr. Gossip. Now, how many times do you want me to say it, eh? I never leave Fresno Street, alright? No interest in a redhead league. Yeah, I don't think I have anything on it.
Hold it!
Because really, I'm just for us to get... Like, this guy is just a fucking red herring, and we're trying to get to the actual case here. So, you've heard of the Red-Headed League, had you? Don't get a name like Gossip for nothing, eh? It's my business to know what's going off in town. I sold that tasty tidbit to a fair few redheads that came past me. Just between us, I even got Sandwich to cough up for it. Well, he does have a very red nose, if that counts. Who knows? But as you can see, my own hair's not got a hint of red in it. And in any case, Fresno Street's my patch. You won't catch me sliding off to some other part of town.
So.
No, sir, not likely.
Excuse me!
Excuse me, the fuck you talking about? Mr. DeRazio! Stop punching me from over there. Can I help you? Did Mr. Gossip's word just now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps? No. It was the other day when I was looking for a place near the park. A small house or something. Be the headquarters of your red-headed league, yes. I visited an housing agent on Lime Street, and there I saw him. This man was paying money to the agent. What? Mr. Gossip? With a housing agent? Why, he had some kind of contract in his hand, and they were clearly discussing terms. But no, you're mistaken, chum. Never left Fresno Street, me, like I said before. You're mistaking me for someone else, someone with the same face. No, the couple is right, I remember it too. He was paying the man with the bank notes. With notes? Like I said, that wasn't me. I was curious why this man with the dirty clothes had so much money. So I looked at the name on the papers. And what name was written? Mr. Gossip? No, this man, he lies. He tells you that he has no name. But in fact, his name is a huge bone! Huge boner! It's better than Mr. Gossip, I think, see? I'm a peddler of tidbits of information, like I said, on Fresno Street. That's that. I don't much like folks talking about my personal life. Indeed. Not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Unless... Very well, we shall respect your wishes, sir. The aforementioned name shall be redacted from all court records of this trial. Assuming no objections... I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object, because that name's kind of important right now. Because the name just mentioned has a very deep significance to this case.
But gracious, you similarly object, Prosecutor Asogi?
As it happens, my lord, that particular name has already been mentioned during today's proceedings.
I never, in what capacity?
Huge boner. The name of the leaseholder of the room. Let me put this very simply. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room. I suggest, sir, that you start talking. Well, alright. Suppose that might be the case, eh? You bone. You bone. Well, just between us, I don't like to blow my own trumpet. There's no finer peddler of tidbits in town. So, hey, happen to be able to afford a grubby little room in a fallen down back street townhouse.
You do?
Once every 6 months, I go and pay the rent to the agent on Lime Street. I remember now. There were 2 vulgar redheads in there right last time. Hey, if either of us is vulgar, it's not to me. Think again, Peppino. You are very vulgar when I am done with you. Why didn't you bring this up before? Like I told you already. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm a tidbit peddler as far as everyone else is concerned. No fuss. Look, I knew I would get my ass in trouble, so I just never brought it up. Technically, I didn't lie.
We'll update your testimony to include this most surprising revelation, Mr. Bone.
If I must. The leaseholder Scotland Yard had been looking for since the body was discovered. Been here under our noses all along. I rent the room where the fellow was found, it's true. What difference does it make? Relate to visual. Are you visual? What the fuck is going on here? Why was all this shit in that room? This has a lot to do with everything. I guess we just press them for now. Like, there's no contradiction here. It's just like, what?
Hold it!
Oh, you live in that room, presumably, do you? No, I don't live there. What do you think? There's no bed in there, just a desk. And why would you want to rent it? Well, I don't think I should have to say, really. Huh? How about the noteboard in there? It's covered from top to bottom in confidential documents only the police should have had access to. I know, that board's not mine. The inspector must have brought it along. Only the other bits and bobs that belong to me, the desk and the chair and that. People don't generally carry enormous notice boards around with them. Real question is, why was Inspector Gregson killed there in your room? Well, obviously, I've not the faintest idea. I mean, it's causing me no end of bother, to be honest. Seems to me that Mr. Mr. Bone, would rather as little is known about his room as possible for some reason. Yes, it does come across that way. More importantly, knowing that the scene of the crime is actually his room completely changes things. In particular, there's one part of his testimony that's really bothering me now. I'm finally going to undo this man. Are you visual? Oh, this is visual. He just got his, like, lip fucked up. Oh, yeah. No kinfolk or nothing.
Objection!
If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, then explain why it is that among the sparse furnishings, we found this photograph in your room. I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not? Well... Mr. Bone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are. I don't know what you mean. I'm a peddler. I keep telling you so. Really don't need to bother with me. Please, just leave it alone. As the man says, leave it alone. Because the truth is about this man's life, it has no bearing on this case. It's simply not possible that he impersonated Inspector Gregson. How can you be so sure? Punch. Just look at the man. No amount of disguise could ever hide those unmissable features.
Objection!
But what if we were to look at this the other way around?
What do you mean? Yes, counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Bone's lip is very prominent indeed. But consider the possibility that his prominent lip is itself a part of an elaborate disguise. And hiding that prominent features, in other words, revealing his true face, I'll reveal your true form, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Hugh Bone?
Good witness, are you still hiding the truth from this court?
That's a disguise, then. Underneath it, his true identity must be... Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. My lord, I would like my health back for what you took from me, because I was correct when I said Visual was the one who got collared. No.
Very well then, counsel. What is the true identity of this peddler who goes simply by the name Gossip on the street?
Take that!
Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil. Isn't that right, Billet Visual?
I don't recall that name, counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
The name I encountered yesterday, my lord, has to do with a certain client of Mr. Herlock Schlone's. A young gentlewoman came to the detective asking him to locate her missing husband. The woman in this photograph, in fact, this is Miss Vigil.
What?
From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. But of course, on that night, you were being held captive by the two Red-Headed League men. Last night, you were put up by the prosecution service in preparation for testimony in this trial. Been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Sandwich were all homeless. Important witnesses in this case, we needed to know where we could find you, of course. That explains why we're not only been unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife, who's been beside herself with worry, waiting for you at the Vigil reference? Residence. No, just wait, just hold on a moment. I don't have the first idea what I'm talking about, really. It's simple enough. It's a simple enough matter to confirm my suspicions. All we have to do is pull off that disguise. No, please.
Bailiff, bring soap, a sponge, and a wash bowl at once. Bailiff, bring the gun. Mr. De Rosa and De Rossi, you will restrain the witness.
What? That is not their job. Why would you have them do that? No! Stop! Get off! Help! No!
Oh, are seeing your true features, I presume? We also got you a change of clothing. Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face. So that we can see how disgraced you are. It would appear that the defense's counsel's assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witness, tell the court. Have you seen this man before?
I don't believe it, but... I see, there is no question. This is the inspector we saw in the park.
Extraordinary.
On the day of the Red-Headed League enrollment, the man claiming to be Inspector Gregson, who appeared before Mr. DeRoz and Mr. DeRozzi in the park, was you disguised as the inspector, or rather, was you posing as the inspector in no disguise at all. Mr. Vigil was formerly employed as the chief warden at Barclay Prison.
Chief Warder, and your career had promise. Why you would quite possibly have become the future governor of the prison. Or have you been doing peddling tittle-tattle on Fresno Street?
Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison. 10 years. I'm really dreadfully sorry about all of this. Yes, true. I am Delay Vigil. You were the chief warder at Barclay Prison 10 years ago. So where did Mr. Hugh Bone come from? Bone is the other me. It's a name I invented.
Well, evidently there's a great deal under the surface here.
I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life has become. Please, hear me. Hear my sob story. That will definitely work on you because I used to be a cop.
Oh, I've already lost interest, actually.
Say, it was 10 years ago now that my employment as Barclay's chief warder came to an end. Having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times were hard in London, and I found no suitable engagements at all. In desperation one day, I turned my hand at selling wares on Fresno Street. But your wife appears to know nothing of this. He still maintains that you are the chief warder at Barclay Prison. I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I've never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Bone. I rented the cheapest room I could find on Fresno Street. Scene of the very crime we're investigating. Yes, that's right. A place from which I could emerge every morning at 8 as a swaddling peddler. Transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine. I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room. That explains it. But why on earth didn't you just tell us this in the first place? I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons. Without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regarded me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them. So instead you decided to commit perjury. Yes. I've made such a terrible mess of everything. No, one thing doesn't add up. No matter how many tidbits of information you could sell by passing gentlemen, even at 6 pence apiece, you couldn't hope to match the salary you must have commanded as chief warder at the prison.
Very true. You have kept your family in comfort despite 10 years of somewhat misbegotten employment.
That was all thanks to Inspector Gregson. What? Inspector Gregson? What on earth? Some years ago, after I've invented Bone, and began my other life as a street seller, the inspector, that is, recognized me one day.
You mean to say, victim was an accomplice of yours?
An acquaintance. That's what I meant to say. I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. From that day forward, he visited me on Fresno Street with increasingly regularity. Then one day, he asked me if I would carry out a secret assignment for him. Secret? What was it? I can't tell you, it's a secret. It was to impersonate the inspector. What are you doing with your hands, dog? What? Impersonate him? We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me.
Visit all claims today and take a statement from the press proprietress.
There's always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people. On those occasions, he would lend me his identification so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Gregson had been at work. And for those services, he compensated me financially.
Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquished his identification into your care with intent to deceive? That, I'm sure I need not point out, is a very serious criminal offense.
Why? What was the point of you impersonating him? I truthfully do not know. All I can say is that I did it without question. That the inspector warned me on numerous occasions.
Now remember, Visual, I need your solemn word. Don't blab about this to anyone, alright? Ever. Even if, well, if I end up a croaker.
In time, he started to bring papers with him to the room as well. Became something of a second office for him. Oh, in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Gregson at the park on Lime Street was really... Yes, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my bone disguise, then went as instructed to the park, armed with the inspector's identification book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away. Well, I've gotten somewhere at this point, at least. Well, it would seem this confession completely destroys the defense's case. Huh?
No. Explain yourself, Prosecutor Asogi.
My learned friend's assertion was as follows. The victim was killed at another location on the day before his corpse was discovered. The hands of these two red-headed league men when they imprisoned the inspector. But no, that can't be. Why did he do a little pathetic slap? Why was it so pathetic? After all, it wasn't the inspector who went to the park that day, it was me. Oh goodness. Finally, we have clarity. We had nothing to do with the murder of the inspector. And merci, Monsieur de la Défense, for proving it.
What? Ah, damn it.
I wanted to pin it on those two, even though they clearly didn't do it.
Indeed, it would appear that we have reached a de facto conclusion of sorts. Witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim, as proven somewhat ironically by the defense. Hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
Objection.
Hold it!
Nope, nope, hold it. Just hold it. Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness. Kazuma?
What question, counsel?
It concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at the very significant execution that was carried out at that time. 10 years ago. The execution of the professor. Genshin Impact. I want to know exactly what your involvement was. Oh. Answer me, man.
One moment, counsel. Is this related to the current case?
No. Naturally. It is the prosecution's belief that this case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked.
I don't know if I buy that.
Listen, you're not yourself. You're not as calm and collected as usual. Poor Kazuma-sama. No wonder he's acting this way. Mr. Visual's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Impact's last moments, his own father. No, I do understand that. And so... Prosecutor Sogi, do you genuinely believe that this question requires an answer in order to learn the truth behind Inspector Gregson's death? I need you to trust me. Please. Alright, that's all I needed to hear. I mean, just beg a little bit and I'll be here for you, dog. The defense has no objection.
In that case, you will answer the question, witness.
The truth is, I remember very little of that time.
You've forgotten?
I'm sorry to say, yes. As I said, I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. But for some particular reason, my memory of the events leading up to that moment is extremely hazy. Aw, you lying piece of shit, you didn't resign. Strike you as strange, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? Well, 10 years ago is a long time. To have forgotten the reason why he left such an important job? Yeah, you're right. He is bullshitting. Not only that, his Vigil's claim contradicts what we already know. Human spirit is a fragile thing, broken all too easily. Why? We have a tendency to wrap it up for protection. Sorry, the human spirit? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. We experience pain and suffering that we feel unable to bear. We block it out, obliterate it from our memories, steal it away. We never truly leave us. If the seal is broken, the memories resurface. When they do, that fragile spirit may finally be crushed. But I really don't. Azuma-sama, do you want to kill this guy? Yes. But if it must be crushed, then so be it. Because the truth will not stay buried. It's coming out. One way or another. You're coming out as gay. No matter what you want. Oh, that's so true, S. I wish I could do the same. Like, I wish I could just be asleep for a couple days at a time, and then be awake for a couple days at a time. You know what I mean? Like, just let me Just let me power sleep, hibernate for a few days, and wake up when I actually feel like ready to do anything. Again. I'm pretty sure that's just the depression talking, because when I was less depressed, I was so ready to like wake up every day and had a reason to live, you know? Then the moment that reason to live gets taken away, it's like, oh, well, finally time to clock out again. Season 2 finally released. I played it co-op with my girlfriend. Hell yeah. I'm happy for ya. Good shit. First boss was horrendous. Right. Now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He means to expose the truth at any cost. Ah, Susato, don't be sad. This is the whole point of this fucking game. I pointed out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier. It might cause some crucial memories to return to him, but should I? Did I present- yeah, no shit. Fuck him. I have no idea how this is gonna go. But this is a court of law, and I have a duty to pursue the truth. That's not actually my job, but like, fuck it. It's what I want to do. I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of events.
Take that!
Just a few moments ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. Yes. In other words, you claim to have left the post of Chief Warden of your own volition. Well, yes, of course. Why? Tell me, why are you fucking lying me? Do you remember seeing this document before? No, I don't. This is a dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of a prison staff member's employment. A dismissal notice. And the name on the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil. What? What? It's mine? So you didn't resign from the prison service at all. For some reason, you were dismissed as Chief Warden from Barclay. No, there's been some mistake, I'm sure. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Isn't it? Oh no, he's getting trippy. You were forcefully dismissed. There must have been a good reason. Clearly you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time to break the seal and have you remember. Oh. Oh no, he's getting into the loop dimension. What does it say in my notes? According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was the 17th June, 10 years ago. On that day, something very serious took place at the Barclay prison. Of June. Day. My grandfather. No. The day ARMS came out on Nintendo Switch. What was that? The professor's execution? Professor. Ah. As you were the chief warder at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present thoroughly throughout the proceedings. Does sound familiar. And yet the execution never took place. Convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later re-emerged from his grave. Convict came back to life. In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness. And someone else who promptly shot him dead. However, the witness claims that a moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and the bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moments. Yes. Yes. Being as you were in charge of overseeing executions at the time, you must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. You can't bury your trauma forever. I'll get it out of you. Well, Chief Warder Daily Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on the 17th of June 10 years ago. And now it's time for you to drag them up. Mr. Vigil, are you taking a shit? Get to the fucking bathroom. Oh, it's too late. Virgil. Yes, the whole prison. Mr. Virgin. Oh no, but he has 2 kids. Who birthed the kids? It was complete chaos. Prisoner escaped. He was killed. In the cemetery. She got pregnant. He did nothing. Wait, but it's the man who gets pregnant. Wait a fucking second. Are you telling me these are people? I thought these were seahorses the whole time. Oh, son of a bitch. And this changes everything. Shocking news ripped through Barclay like a hurricane. What? What? Discord actually has a man pregnant note. Awesome. Good. Post it somewhere for no reason. I'll think about it. And by that I mean I'll look into it after I'm done streaming.
You mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories of the time have returned?
My head, it's like some floodgates have been opened. The images, the screams. Oh. The fucking rivalry of warlords has finally been destroyed. I can play the game now. Oh my goodness. The papers. There were reports, articles about a man who'd seen a ghost. Yeah, enough Drebber.
But surely those reports were exaggerated.
There were traces at the scene. Traces of what? Locate cemetery at plot number 3139. Blood, lots of blood. That's where the man was buried, of course. Obviously, something terrible had happened there.
The depths of the conspiracy and depravity from which this tale is emerging are quite staggering.
I've reviewed the police records from that time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to discern how the convict managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by that investigation team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved.
Are you suggesting that the prison warder abetted the man bid for freedom?
Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape.
You did what?
I remember now. The horror of it all is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower. Oh god, he's spinning faster. He's spinning faster. He's gonna take off. shit, I didn't know this guy just had an axe.
Sorry to delay. There is business, but I can't help you now. As Chief Wardener, you were responsible for overseeing the execution of 4, eh?
Oh! Used the fella.
Seems the fellas at Scotland Yard want to have a few wee words with you about it. Better pack your things, laddie. You're to attend in prison.
As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew, Professor, the most hated killer in our country's history. And I let him escape. I'm finished. My life is over. And he'll be fine.
Order, bailiff, fetch a doctor at once. Court is adjourned for the day with immediate effect.
So, with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day.
Why was there random ass fucking voice
Once
acting?
again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Kazuma, and Gregson. All of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past. But the miraculous light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
That person was me. I'm the light. I'm the one who will shine down upon thee. We can do more investigation. And so we already have so much shit for this case, though. I don't know how much more we'll get from the next investigation. I think that will be all for today. I did start streaming way later than I wanted to. But also, I don't think I have enough time to, like... I don't know how long I'd get in next part. Oh no, the next investigation is fucking horrendously long, from what I can find. 2.5 hours, Jesus Christ. Like the longest investigation in the fucking series. Maybe I should start that a little bit. If I get like an hour to that or so, maybe? No, I'll probably just do that tomorrow. Thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the shorter stream for today. Just this nice little stream. See ya! Tomorrow we'll take on the investigation. Really, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. I probably will stream either tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how I feel when I wake up tomorrow. So long. Thank you. Bye.